Jim Starlin, famed creator of Thanos, killer of Captain Marvel, writer of Adam Warlock. Bernie Wrightson, acclaimed illustrator known for his work and co-creation of Swamp Thing, adaptation of Frankenstein, and collaborations with Stephen King, among much more. Starlin and Wrightson's collaborations include Batman the Cult and its spiritual sequel, Punisher POV, Dreadstar, The Weird, and what I'll be showing off today. But before I get started, here's some plugs. Over on my Patreon, I've finished uploading all pages of the 40-page comic anthology, Destructo Boy and Other Exciting Tales. And I am almost nearing completion of the first issue of Destructo Boy, Era of Alpha Cardinal, Part 1. It's about 25 pages, and I will hopefully be getting it on sale sometime in the coming months. And back on Patreon, I'm still in the process of uploading the pages to A Dead Fish in the Grass, a 166-page horror graphic novel set in the Old West. If you're still interested in buying the original printing of the Destructo Boy and Other Exciting Tales book, there are still a few copies for sale at $19.99 plus shipping, so check out the link tree in the description. Not going to be reprinted, I don't plan on doing that. I'm going straight to the Destructo Boy sequel issues, of which there will be 6 eventually. I might do that as a monthly or bi-monthly thing, I'm not sure yet. Also on my Patreon, you can vote each month from one of 3 video topics, and this comic was voted for by the Patreons. And don't forget to like this video for weird original graphic novels that Marvel made in the 80s. Released in 1986, written by Jim Starlin with art by Bernie Wrightson, this is The Hulk and the Thing, The Big Change. It's a weird story, and it's weird right off the bat. The book begins with the Thing holding his head as bright red rivulets stream down from his rocky cranium. Like a madman, he chases a child into an alley where the boy hides with his friends. The Thing stomps closer and closer, blood-red rivers streaming down his face, snarling that it's clobbering time. And as the kids of Yancey Street lift up more tomatoes to toss at him, he glows brightly and disappears. Cut to the middle of Utah. An old man has just finished the giant sculpture of the Thing that took nearly his entire life. Why did he do it in the middle of the Utah desert? I guess the rocks. Who's gonna see this? Probably nobody. It's like instead of finding that fucking monolith, they just found a giant statue of the Thing. Anyway, here's a Thum in the distance. And another one, and another one, and the Hulk is leaping towards him, right for the monument. And, well, Hulk destroys it because Hulk hates the Thing. The old man runs away as the Hulk continues his smashing, and then he glows, and also disappears. The Hulk and the Thing are broken down to their submolecular particles and soar through the cosmos until they reach Maltriculon. Also, the Watcher is here for some reason, because he's like, oh, hey, look, I don't only come around when big stuff is happening, I do the little stuff too. Alright, hold on to your butts. So, here's what the Watcher has to say. This ugly thing is Stamben Mellet. I'm gonna be giving all of these names weird little accents, just so they sound sort of alienish and not clearly dumb as they are written. A bureaucrat of the Federation of Maltriculon, he's given the assignment of handling a case involving a scientist named Mal Adi, who has just discovered the latest big change in nutrition, and the government wants to make sure it's marketed fairly. However, there have been reports that Mal Adi has been kidnapped by Naste McByrne, a gangster who works for the infamous Banjir McCrusher. So Stamben found some muscle to take care of the situation for him. And here they are. Hulk and Thing arrive in a massive alien tech room and are welcomed by Stamben to the planet. As Hulk eats the tomato off of Thing's head, Thing is informed that Stamben has bombarded Hulk with positive cerebral ions, which will keep him relatively calm for the next 24 hours so they can complete the mission. And so Stamben explains why they're there, Thing asks what's in it for them. Stamben then reveals that on Maltriculon, they can change anything, anytime, anywhere. They can change whatever they like. That's their payment. 2 wishes. Whatever they want, and to show them it's true, Stamben quickly reverts them back to their human forms. Thing's all in, but Hulk says that he's not interested. He prefers being Hulk over puny Banner. Then the Thing says he has a proposition. something the Hulk can't refuse. A good time smashing things and people. So, with Hulk on board, Hulk and Thing make their way through the alien metropolis, sticking out like sore thumbs as aliens stare and point at them. Thing says that they need to be a little more low-key, and suggests that they look for some disguises. He grabs a tarp or something and makes a cloak out of it, and then Hulk smashes this octopus thing on the head, knocking it out, and wears it as a hat. To Thing's surprise, the disguises actually work, and then they try to hitch a ride to Mal-Adi's location. After doing this for a little while, eventually this disgusting creature trucking to the Biological Reclamation Center picks him up. As they fly, Thing tries desperately not to throw up from the buildup of looking at the driver and smelling the awful smells that are coming from the back of the truck. But when the driver offers him some slugs, he rips his hood off and vomits out the window, which alerts the driver that these two are those horrible Earth creatures he saw in the news. And he ejects them. The two plummet into a vast network of giant pipes, which end up in the Biological Reclamation Plant. Then they're jerked into movement as the conveyor belt they landed on begins moving. Seeing no obvious ways out, the two just sort of go along for the ride as Thing ponders what he'll do with his 2 wishes, since Hulk doesn't want to use his. But then Hulk's hat wakes up, so he takes care of that right before they plummet out into a vast bog. Hulk complains about how dirty he's gotten since hanging out with the Thing, as Thing takes note of their location. He realizes that they'll need to cross this giant swamp to get to Banjir's place and save Mal-Adi when a weird tripod shows up, and a robotic voice orders Hulk and Thing to identify themselves. Thing tells it to piss off, and it shines a bright light on him, identifies Thing, but has some trouble with Hulk due to his hat, so it removes the octopus, and it wakes up, sees that a Falcon Death Rob is holding it, and runs off into the swamp. Thing and Hulk are like, huh, that was weird, and then they turn around to look at the robot to discover that it has gotten very big. And Hulk leaps into the air to smash into the robot's head, but the robot is too quick, and Hulk misses completely, leaving Thing to take it down. Unfortunately, he's electrocuted by 10,000 volts of electricity. Hulk runs back, shouting that he'll save Rockman. They're both electrocuted, and the robot experiences a current overload, causing it to release them. Thing says that they need to get some space between them and the robot to figure out a plan. So they book it across the swamp until they reach a river.
Hulk can jump, that's right, and you can carry me. Hey, what about me?
The robot, still with its sensors focused on Hulk, moves towards the Thing as he ducks into some tall grass. The robot continues chasing after the green one, but trips over the Thing and plummets into the swamp. So, about an hour or so later, the Thing has finally managed to reach the other side of the river. Hulk complains that he's hungry, and Thing tells him to just wait until they find Banjir's place, because maybe he'll have some food. So the duo set off once more into the red grasslands of the swamp, and immediately fall into a dark pit. A bright light flashes on, blinding them, and it's revealed that they're surrounded by all kinds of alien thugs. Thing tries to reason with them, but it obviously doesn't work on these gangsters, and as Thing is about to clobber him, Hulk stops him and says it's his turn to reason. Then we are given a 2-page spread showing the aftermath of an hour-and-a-half long discussion that the Hulk gave them, which entailed him giving a speech about the meaning of life, which was so boring that everyone, including the Thing, fell asleep. They make their way through the tunnel and find a giant metal door with a sign reading, Banjir's place. Stay out or die. Thing smashes the door down, and inside they find Mal-Adi and McByrne sitting at a big table, just sort of chilling there. Mal-Adi welcomes them and says that he looks forward to returning to the capital, but there are certain people here that are vehemently against the idea. And out walks Banjir McCrusher, a Hulk Thing mega fan who has physically altered himself to look like a combination of both of them. Banjir says that he never realized how tiny they both are, and says that they're kinda cute. So Thing socks him in the leg, really hurts his hand, and is thapped away with the flick of Banjir's giant finger. With the Thing down, Hulk leaps into action. He lands on Banjir's face, tries to do some damage, does nothing, and is thrown away. Thing runs over and deduces that it must be those positive cerebral ions. They're keeping the Hulk from getting really angry. And then the Thing helps Hulk up and says,
Hulk, did you hear what that creep said about your mother? Hulk's mother?
Thing goads Hulk some more and gets him even angrier, and they both simultaneously punch Banjir, shouting, It's smashing time! Vengir tumbles back through the rock wall as Nastê brings Maul over to them. Then they're all teleported back to Stamben. Nastê is arrested and Mal Adi is welcomed back. Thing asks what this big change is that Maul created, and Stamben explains that Mal Adi discovered a very special food additive that will change breakfast, lunch, and dinner forever. All he needs to do is run it through a multi-dimensional cyclotronic displacer, and out comes a jar of liquid. And with a few simple drops, it smells great and tastes even better. The ultimate food enhancer.
What? You mean the Hulk and I went through all this grief just for some cosmic A1 sauce?
Stamben says that they did it for the wishes, and the Thing asks for a moment to think it over.
This is it, Benji. Time for the big decision. Of course we want Banner and me change back to human, but what'll be the second wish? I gotta be careful in that one. That wish is for mankind. I gotta be smart about it, and think out all the ramifications. There'll be no second chances. We want food and go home. What? No!
The Thing and Hulk find themselves back in the middle of the Utah desert with a massive pile of hamburgers. And Thing shouts,
We had it all, and you had to open your mouth and blow it. What Rockman so mad about? We home, got food, and had a good time. Everything just like Rockman promised. Rockman is alright. Rockman is Hulk's friend. Oh, well, the fun's just starting, pal. Your buddy's got one more big surprise for you. Hold real still.
Just look at the hamburgers, Hulk. That's a reference to Of Mice and Men. The end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe and follow me for more content just like this. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the story. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was just dumb and a waste of time? I didn't. I actually really like it. I think it's just a fun and zany tale that really doesn't have anything of consequence happen because the Hulk and the Thing go back to hating each other. You know, the status quo is returned at the end of this story. So it can easily fit into, you know, Marvel canon if you wanted to. Hey, look, that writer. Hey, look, Al Ewing referenced fucking that time that Hulk and the Thing went to space together. And, you know, Bernie Wrightson's art is beautiful. I love the coloring as well. He did his own coloring in this book, I believe. It just looks great. I like the painterly tones. I don't know what the fuck that's called. It looks like watercolors of some kind. Definitely not Jim Starlin's best writing. Absolutely. It's not the best story. It's pretty simple. It's silly. It's zany. But it's also not his worst. Let's be honest here. Yeah, I really want to go over some more of the Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson tales. So stay tuned for more Bernie Wrightson, Jim Starlin comics, like the Batman ones and the Punisher one and whatever else there is. I can't remember. Yeah, so that's all I have to say at the end of this episode. I will see you next time. We are, in fact, fast approaching 100 episodes of What Is. And I have had something very special in mind for the past, or for the upcoming 100th episode for the past couple of years. I've sort of been working on it here and there. Not a whole lot of writing, just sort of a whole lot more note-taking, rather. But I think everybody will enjoy it greatly, especially if you like video essays. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. I don't remember what video number we're at, but it's getting close. It might be within 2022. It only took me 5 years to get to 100. Just imagine when I get to 300. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.